I think there's also an aspect here that we should talk about, and that is the impact of social media that glorifies the super rich and the excess. That a lot of people strive to, of course, have this kind of cookie cutter, perfect vision of their lives, when other jobs like manual labor, welders, diesel mechanics, that kind of lifestyle is always looked down on. I think there's a programming of our youth that is absolutely destructive, and it incentivizes the seeking of comfort and ignoring and pushing away any kind of discomfort at all costs, and portraying yourself as this perfect, amazing image that has all the filters, that looks perfect, that has all the money, that has all the wealth. And when you glorify and keep repeating that image of what you're expected to be, when you're given an opportunity to work hard, to weld, to be on a farm, psychologically, it's not appealing to a lot of people who just want that perfect Instagram photo, who want that recognition, who want that fame, without understanding the hard work that goes behind it. So I think there's another element, especially with the conditioning that happens with the social media algorithms, that needs to be addressed, because I think it is absolutely destructive towards the future of this country.
Have you, over the last, and sorry to interrupt there, be about to launch an idea, over the last 20 years have you been at this, 15, 17 years or something?
What, social or business?
Just the dirty stuff.
Dirty Jobs started 20 years ago, but I'm 40 years in this business.
Have you noticed since the dawning of like the YouTuber that people now just want to be a YouTuber? Like they don't want to work. I saw a poll and it was like, what does the young kid want to be in America? In China it was astronaut, and in America it was YouTuber.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. I don't disagree with you. I look at it more like an accelerant than I do like a prime mover. Like to me, when American Idol hit, that's when I thought, and that was not a social thing, right? That was a phenomenon. That was a television phenomenon that transparently elevated idolatry. We actually put it in the title, all right? It's not American Icon. It's American Idol. All right. So we're gonna make fame the thing, the single-minded proposition, right? And then we're going to watch as aspiring dreamers follow their dream. And we're gonna see how it shakes out. There can be only one, right? This is like Highlander. But the other story of American Idol that nobody talks about, that I find infinitely more interesting, are the number of people who learn for the first time in their short lives that they can't sing for crap. All right? People who've been told their entire life that if you have a dream, you can live it. All you have to do is never, ever quit. If your persistence, we're told, is enough to realize your dream. Lady Gaga has said it. I've heard her say it after she won her Academy Award. I heard Beyonce after Grammys. I'm proof, little girl, that you can just follow your dream and look what can happen. Well, what the hell do they know about who's listening? That's why I told you before, Ian, I'm stingy with advice because I don't know who's listening. The odds are very, very good that there are people in that audience that need to hear the exact opposite. They need to be told it's time to quit. They need to be told staying the course only makes sense if you're going in the right direction. And if you never tell people that, then you get the first 4 or 5 episodes of American Idol, which are very instructive, when we see the 21-year-old dreamer learn on national television, usually from Simon Cowell, for the first time in his or her life. That ain't going to happen for them. Now, what does that mean for social? When social comes along, it just throws gas on a flame.
Well, Mike, everyone needs a trophy. If they don't get a trophy, we're not all the same. We're not all equal. Just like our communist kind of philosophy overlords who want to push this doctrine on us that's absolutely insane and calls for more centralization want us to believe in. So I kind of wanted to kind of ask you, what do you think is leading to this kind of degradation of being a blue collar worker? What do you think is some of the leading causes of people not wanting to do these hard jobs and then wanting to be this celebrity, be always famous?
So the most charitable answer, and probably the truest, is just a straight up, honest to God misunderstanding. There are stigmas and stereotypes and myths and misperceptions that are keeping millions of people from looking at these trades. Of the 1,400 people that have gone through my foundation, hundreds are welding, and many, many of them are making north of 6 figures. this is so common and yet so shocking to so many people because they've been told their whole life that that welding certification or that plumbing certification or that heating, air conditioning, HVAC, whatever it is, these things have been relegated to consolation prizes, vocational consolation prizes. This is what you do if you didn't get the degree. This is what you do if you're not the American Idol. You get in line, you pick up a welding torch, or you pick up the mallet, and you start making little rocks out of big rocks. And that's the narrative. Well, all of that's wrong. You can make a wonderful living, and you can grow a meaningful career by learning a skill and applying it.
What would be the first skill you would suggest? Or maybe, like you said earlier, it's different for everybody.
I'd have to know who I was talking to, but I can tell you in general, a lot of people I know who start welding wind up with a plumbing certification, and many of them wind up with an electric certification, and many of them wind up buying a couple of vans and hiring 3 or 4 people, and now they have a mechanical contracting business. Nobody talks about the incredible number of small businesses that begin with the mastery of a skill, not with the acquisition of a diploma, right? I'm not saying that it doesn't happen that way. I'm just saying that we got really, really good at telling one narrative. When college got the PR campaign it needed back in the late 70s, we needed more people going to big schools. We needed more doctors. We needed more scientists. That was real. And the PR push that came with it was also real. The problem is, like all PR, the push for college was terrible because it came at the expense of all other forms of education.
Regarding medicine and like doctorship and stuff, I thought that maybe 12 years is insane, and that if someone can take the test and pass the test in real time, they can do the work, then they're qualified to be the doctor. I would love to see that evolution. Is that something you ever think about?
Not much, because the medical field has a set of challenges that are outside of my lane. But I will tell you, just by way of example, I took a young woman named Chloe Hudson on Fox and Friends about a month ago. She came through our foundation, and she wanted to be a doctor. Specifically, she wanted to be a plastic surgeon. Super, super short version of the story, but she was ready to sign on the dotted line, and she was looking at roughly $400,000 in medical debt over the course of whatever it was, 6 years. And she just freaked. She just said, I'm not going to do it. So she applies for a work ethic scholarship from my foundation. We give her $6,000, $7,000 maybe. You know, we didn't even pay for the whole thing. You know, we just helped. She got what she needed, though. Today, 4.5 years later, she's making $130,000 a year at Joe Gibbs Aerospace. She's one of their lead welders. This is a woman who's 28 years old, beautiful, defies every pre-existing concept you have of what a welder is supposed to look like, and she's killing it. She's killing it. So part of my job today is to talk about all the stuff we're talking about now, but it's also to get Chloe Hudson on a billboard, to get her on the TV, to suggest to the producers of American Idol that we could have another show called American Icon, and we could start treating people like Chloe Hudson the way the producers of Idol treated Adam Lambert. And that, guess what? That's what Dirty Jobs is. For the last 20 years, I treat a sewer inspector the way Access Hollywood treats Brad Pitt. That's my whole deal, whether it's on the foundational side, the missionary side, or the mercenary side.
It would be awesome to have a show where like they're on stage building the piping system, and then they rush the water through at the end and see like who did it right.
See whose pipes hold water.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great show.
Well, usually the blue-collar workers are a lot nicer and a lot cooler than, of course, even all the top-list celebrities. I mean, after when COVID hit, I was in the middle of New York City. I was done with this. I moved out to New Hampshire, and I met an amazing welder and diesel mechanic named Jay Noon. He also does Man Camp up in New Hampshire with the Free State Project, where he goes out and he literally has all the children from the community come in from the whole Free State Project and says, okay, we're going to be building stuff. We're going to be welding stuff. We're going to be breaking stuff down. We're going to be building stuff back up. And it's a way to allow children to look at what they're passionate about, to explore it in real life, and provide them with an avenue and a pathway that isn't I'm going to be a YouTuber. And let's be honest here, when ish hits the fan, when the financial system is already crumbling and teetering on disaster, those people are going to be the latest superheroes in a few years from now when we're dealing with some serious financial ramifications, because those are the people that are going to be able to do something in our society compared to, of course, the latte, Starbucks, flip-flop wearing yuppies who are going to be wandering around like a horde of zombies asking for handouts.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to watch live, you can check out this channel Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Now, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you want more unfiltered and uncensored content with all of these guests, go to timcast.com and become a member. All of these guests you know and love in exclusive segments on our website where we are unrestricted in what we talk about, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.